So that's the reason we need to wait for 2-3 minutes because other people also join into this one. So exactly 7:05 it will be started the class. Okay. Hey guys, good evening. Okay, let me share my screen. Hmm. In the last class, we discussed like what functions we discuss. Yesterday, I shared the document for each and everyone. Did everyone receive the document? If not, please check with Sham. He will provide it in the. That means if you are added in the Google Classroom, then definitely you will receive it. Okay. Mm. Yeah, received. Okay. Thank you, Rupali. So in the last class, we discussed like category A category and B category. It is completed. Okay. So in the next category, we need to discuss it. Okay. The next category is C category functions. Okay. In this, there are so many functions will be there. Like see here, there are different power apps. That means C category functions will be there. Okay, these are all the different C category functions. Okay, in this, like whichever is important, those only we need to discuss it. We don't want to discuss more on this particular one. So whichever it is required, those related ones only we can discuss it. Understand? So here, the next in the C category, we need to discuss about the collect. Okay, so what is collect? That means I will tell you. So if up to now what we are doing, we need to get the data from by selecting a particular data source and we are getting a data into Power Apps and based on that we are creating an app. This is what you are doing. So in Power Apps also you can create a table and you can store that particular table in Power Apps also. Okay. So up to now, what you are doing, you are getting a data, okay, by selecting a particular data source itself and loading the data. One second. Okay, see here, see what will happen here. It is like up to now, what you are doing by selecting a particular data source and get the data from the different data source and load the data, app is created. Okay, if you want to create a table in Power Apps itself, okay, in Power Apps itself, if you want to create your own table in the Canvas app, you need to create a particular table. Okay, which columns is required, which records are required and everything. Hello. Hello. అన్న తొందరగా మాట్లాడానన్న. చెప్పండి ఎందుకు ఫోన్ ఇచ్చేయండి అని చెప్పాను కదండి ఇందాక. అదే ఇవ్వండి. మీకు ఇందాకే చెప్పాను కదా! ఇవ్వండి, ఇవ్వండి, ఇవ్వండి అని. ఆ! So, like this, that means if you want to, in Canvas app itself, you want to create your own table. That means what columns are required and what records are inserted into that particular table. If you want to create your own table in Canvas app itself, then by using a function, you can create your own table. That function, we can call it as collect. What is that? Collect. Okay. So this is the one. Like, let's see. So by using this function, what we can do is we can create your own table in Power Apps, Power Canvas apps, Canvas. That means this collect function, what it will do, it will create a table. Okay, in Canvas app itself you can create a table, and what columns are required, you have to mention the column names. Under the columns, what records are required, all the things you can mention it, you can create the table in Power Canvas app itself. Okay, let's see with example. Suppose for example, what I want to do is, okay. So I'm taking a new screen. In that new screen, what table I created, that I want to show it here. Understand? So for this one, see here. Suppose after taking a screen, I want to I want to create create a table, and after creating a table, I want to show that particular table in a table format, in a table. Okay. So for this, what I'm doing is I'm taking a button. Okay. This is a button. Okay. When this, what this button will do, performing an action. Okay. When I click on this button, what I want to do is I want to show the records, whatever records, or that means whatever table it is created in the collect, that information I want to show it in a particular data table. This is what my target. So in the button itself, okay, there is a trigger, right? There is a trigger is there, right? On select trigger. For button, there is an on select trigger is there. There in the formula bar, you can write the collect function. Okay, see here, collect inside the bracket. You have to write your own table name. What table name you want to give it? That table name. Suppose, for example, I'm giving a table name as like collect collect table collect table. First table name you have to write. Understand? Comma. After that, what you have to do? You have to write. You have to give the column names and values like this. For this, you can put curling braces. Okay, you have to give curling braces. Inside that, you see, first you have to write the table name here, comma, and after giving a table name, you have to start giving the values of that particular column. Understand? For that, first you have to, inside the curling braces, you have to write the column name. Suppose, what is the column name? I have like ID column. Understand? like 1, comma, like, see here it is there, like collect. So this is the syntax. Like first you have to give the name of that particular table name. Okay. Any table name you can give. This must and should require table name. After that, you can start giving the values of this particular one. Suppose, for example, let's see. Okay. So for this ID, one row. Okay. And what columns are there? In a single curling braces itself, you have to give only one record for all the columns. Understand? That means in the single curling braces, one record only you have to give the column. So whatever columns you required it, all the column name you have to mention and give the value. If it is a numeric related column, numeric means numbers. Okay, if you want to insert a numeric values into the particular column, directly you can give the value here like this. That means this id value is stored in this particular id column. That means this one value is stored in id column. Understand clear? But if you are giving character or date, those related values must and should you need to give it in the double quotes itself. If you are giving numeric values or or a decimal values, you can directly give the value like this. Understand? So you can directly give the value like this. But if it is a character or date value, must and should you need to mention in the double quotes. In the double quotes, whatever it is there, those only it will consider as a character or date related. Let's see with example. Suppose, for example, name colon. Again, name means it is a character related one. How you need to give? Double quotes. Inside the double quotes, like suppose, for example, like power apps, like this. Okay. And date. Date column also I need to give. How you need to give the date value? In the double quotes only. Like how the format of that particular static date you need to give? Like this. First you have to give the year, and after that month, after that date, like this. Understand? This is, that means, so this particular one will insert one record of those columns. That means these are the columns id, name and date. In this id, name and date, these are the records are inserted into that one. Suppose, for example, I want to insert more records. Then what I need to do, I will tell you. Okay, don't worry. Close the bracket. Once it is closed the bracket, that means that particular table is created. Okay, so you have to give the table name. Based on the table name, under the table name, what columns you mentioned it, those columns are automatically inserted. How many rows? Only one row is this one. So now it is table. Now collect table is created. Then if I want to see the table of that particular collector, then where you need to go? See, in the left side, you will have variables option is there or not? Variables option is there. Click on that variables tab. Under the collections, you will have a collection table is there, right? So select this one, right click on this one, view table, click on view table. Understand? So think it is not executing. I will show you. Okay. So here the tables are available. Whatever table you are collection you are created, those are available here itself. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? This is the one. Okay. So now what I need to do is I want to show that particular table in a data table itself. Data table. I'm taking a data table. Okay. So see here. After, okay. After taking the data table element, so it is asking what data source. Immediately, which data source you need to select it in the properties. Okay. So go here and see like, okay. So in this one, like select the data table. Under this, in the properties, what data source you want to select it, collect information. What collect table you created that you have to select. Okay. After creating this one, okay. So you want to add the columns of that particular collect table. Okay. Click on add field and here, which columns are required for you? Suppose I want these two columns only. Then click on it. Understand? So like this, whenever you add those columns, now what I need to do, when see the columns are coming, but the data is not coming. Why the data is not coming? Because the collect information is available here. But whenever it is available in the button, okay, when you click on the action of the button, that means when the button action is performing, at that time only it will show the values. Otherwise, it won't show, right? So here we are storing the data. Like in this button itself, we just creating. But if you want to execute that one, if you want to see that particular collection data, that means must ensure that this button action need to be performed. Whenever the button action is performed, those related records are available here. Let's play the application and perform the button action. See here. Is it clear or not? See that record. So I want to show more records. Then what you have to do? See immediately after button action is performed, immediately come to the variables tab under the collection table is there, right? This is the table name, right? This table name. Right click on this one and click on view table. Then that particular record, whatever after clicking on the button only, the data will be stored in the collection. Understand clearly? One record I created, that record it will show here. Understand clearly? Suppose, for example, I want to create more records. Then what you have to do? This is one record for all the column. I want to create more records. Then what I need to do? Put comma and here again two and the name is canvas canvas and the date is 2014 10 25. See, as created. So once it is done, again, you want to see the action of the button. You want to see the table information. Again, you need to perform that button action. Click on this one. Now you will see the three records. Understand or not? That means if I want to create any particular table in the Canvas app, by using collect function, you can create your own table. Okay. See here, first information, first button in the button. So for this, like first you have to write the table name. Any name you can give it. I'm not saying like this one only. Any name you can give it. But that must be in a unique way. Suppose you are creating a collect table. Again, one more time, one more collect you need to create. You cannot use the same name for another collect. Understand? You have to give different name itself. And after giving that, put comma. Inside the curling braces, you have to give the column name, colon. You have to use colon operator, colon delimiter. Understand? Colon only you have to give it. colon. If it is a numeric values, direct numeric or decimal values, directly you can give the value. But if it is a character related columns, must and should you need to mention in the double quotes. Okay. So this is a name column. Okay. Again, new column, name column, again colon, and give the value in the, I want to give the static value that must be mentioned in the double quotes itself, and put comma. If you have another column, like put comma, column name, colon, and then again here date related. For characters and date related, you have to give the, if it is a static values, you have to mention in the double quotes. Okay. If it is a double quotes means, so for the date format, how you need to give, like first year, and after that month, after that day. Understand clearly or not? Understand clearly or not? This is how you need to mention. So for this, so these columns are enough. Then only these values are inserted for, that means one record is inserted for all the columns, for ID, name, and date, for these one record. And this one record in the curling braces, within the curling braces, you have to give up this thing. If you want to create more records, again put comma, and within the, open the curling braces, and within the curling braces, you have to give the column names and values. Understand or not? This is how you can give it. But after giving this, what you have to do, see here, that means I need to create this collect table directly. I cannot create it. Okay. So in the actions, whatever actions at that time only I need to see. This is what my target is. Whenever I click on that particular one, at that time only I want to see the table. Okay. So that's the reason I want to take an element called button. In button, we can performing an action, right? So I'm taking a button. In that button, so in on select a trigger is there, right? In that I'm writing this function. Okay. After writing a function, okay, immediately what you have to do, I need to show that particular collect information. When it is showed, when you click on the button, at that time only we need to see that particular table. So for that, for showing the data in the particular different elements, then what I need to do? You have to take a different one. Not only data table, gallery you can take it, form you can take it. You can take any type of element. Okay, so I'm choosing a data table element here. In this data table element, what you have to do, just I'm taking a data table element, and in the right side of the properties I'm choosing the table name. What collect name is there, that it is automatically it will appear here. You just need to choose this one. Okay, after choosing that, what columns you want to show it in that particular table, those columns you need to take it from in the edit field itself. In the edit field, which columns are required, those columns you need to take. If you require like 3 date also, then better to take the date also. See, date also it is provided. But after taking a data table, after taking columns into the data table, immediately data is not showing because you are not performing an action of this button. So once you perform an action for that particular button, then only that information is shows in the data table. That means click on play application, okay, and click on button. Then we'll see what will happen here. Suppose I already create this one. When you click on this button, what will happen? In that particular button, how many times you are clicking that button? Those many times that same value is repeated. Understand? This is the drawback in collect. Okay. If you are clicking on one particular, if you click on one time, okay, then the same records will be displayed. If you are clicking on again, if you are performing the button action again, then the same records are repeated in the data tables. Okay. To overcome this, we have to use another one. Okay. What I need to do is, so after clicking on this button, what I need to do? Okay. I need to do like whenever I click on this button, I need to insert that particular records into the data table. Okay. I'm creating one more table. Oh, sorry, I'm taking one more button. Okay. In that button, see, this is creating. I'm giving the proper name for this button, like creating collect. Okay. Now in this one, what I need to do is, okay. So see, when I click on this button, automatically whatever table information is there in the collect, that it will be disappear here. Okay. After appearing this one, then immediately I click on clear correct. When I click on clear correct, whatever table information is available here, that table information will be erased, cleared. That means whatever records are available in collect, those records are getting deleted. Understand clearly or not? That means in collect table, whatever collect table is there, in that if you want to delete all the records, then we have to use a function called clear. What is that? Clear. 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 See, there is a function clear. In this click, when I click on this button, okay, so in this clear function, what I need to do, just you need to pass the table name of the collect. What is the table name here? Clear collect table one is the table name, right? That you need to pass. That's it. Okay. When you pass this one, okay, in the button itself, I'm passing this related function. I'm applying this one. That means whenever I click on this particular button, that means whenever the button action, this button action will be performed, at that time, whatever the information is available in the table, collect table, that getting deleted. Those all the records are getting deleted. So this is what I want. So for this, see, let's play the application. Okay. So first I need to click on clear collect. See here, the records getting deleted in the collect table. When you click on this particular button, again the records are getting created. Understand clearly or not? Understand clearly or not? This is about collect and clear. There are two functions are there. One is collect means it will create a table, complete table. It will be created in Canvas app itself. Understand? If you want to delete all the records of that particular table, collect table, then you have to use clear function. In the clear function, you just need to pass that particular collect table name. That's it. See here. When I click on this button, then the record's getting deleted. When I click on this button, the record, that means the records are created under that particular table. Understand? The records getting created under that particular table. Understand clearly? Only records are deleted in clear. In clear function, only records are deleted. But column names, everything, same as it is will be there. Understand clearly? Let's see. Suppose if I click on this one, what will happen? The records are getting deleted. Then you have to go to see here, there is a variable is there, right? Variables tab. Go to that one. See here, there is no records are available here. So, understand? See, there is no records are available. Whenever the records are available, at that time only it will show. But the table is available itself. Understand clearly? This is what. Okay. Suppose, for example, Suppose, for example, what I need to do is when I click on this particular button, how many times you are create how many how many times you are clicking on this particular button, those many times the duplicate records are inserted into that particular collect table, right? I don't want to do like that. Okay. So I don't want to maintain two buttons. Okay. Two buttons separately. One button is for creating a collect. One button is deleting all the records. Okay. Is there any function in one function itself? I need to clear all the records every time what I need to do, whatever records are available in that particular collect table, it will delete it. What records I'm giving, those records only I need to show it. Okay. Instead of maintaining two different functions, like one is for creating a collect, another one is deleting a records. No, there is another function is also there. In that function, what will happen here it is like every time whenever you click on that particular button, okay, in that function, whatever your that the table records are there, every time those related records only it is displayed. Duplicates are not appearing to that one. Understand why I am creating this clear button? Because if I click on multiple times, these related records are displaying here. To overcome this, again, one more function I created. That function it is called as clear. With that clear information, like we can clear the data for that particular collect table. Okay. I don't want to maintain two different functions. With a single function, is it possible to delete all the records and what table is available? That table only. That means unique records only need to show it in that particular one. Is there any function like that? It will be there. Yes, it is there. That we can call it as clear collect. Okay, this is a clear, okay, clear function. This is a clear. This is collect. Okay, so this one. So instead of maintaining two different functions, I want to create one function. Okay, in that function, what I need to do is just whatever the records are available in that particular collect table, those records are getting deleted. And what records I need to assign to that particular table, those records are shown in that particular collect table. Let's see practical. I want to take another button. See here. See here. This is another button. This button name is clear collect. Okay. In this one, what I need to do is same. See in this button action itself in on trigger is the on select trigger is there, right? In that formula bar. Okay. Because on select trigger will performing an action. I told you, right? So that's the reason this property only you have to select it and write the formula for this one. Means clear collect. You have to use this function. In this function, what is the collection table name? You have to write the table. Okay. See here, this is the table. Comma. And same. How in collect, how you can write it? Same as it is unit. In collect function, what syntax is there? Same as it is syntax it is. Understand? See here. ID. And here one. Okay. Name colon Next one is, sorry, date. I'm giving same syntax. What collect syntax is there? That collect syntax same as it is. Nothing is changed. Only the function name is only it is changed. See here. Done. Now I want to show this particular. See here. I will run the application and see. When you click on clear collect, see here that related records it will show. If I click on again, only that related records it won't show the duplicate values. Understand clearly or not? But the duplicates are inserted into this one. So that's the reason instead of duplicates. So in clear collector, the same records will be there. That's the reason it is showing like this. And was you don't know like this it will be there. Okay, whenever you click on this one, every time whatever it is available, whichever records are available in clear, that related, so you can click on multiple times, those related records only it will show. That means what clear collect will do, that means whatever records are available in the collect table, first it will delete those records, and what columns and what records are available, or what columns are mentioned and what values are mentioned in the clear collect function, that related records only every time it will shows it. Okay, but in collect it is not like that. Okay, whenever you click on collect, see here, multiple times it will show the same duplicate records. When how many times you are clicking on this button, those many times the same records are getting inserted into that particular table. Okay, but clear collect it is not like that. Whatever records are available in that particular collect table, first it will delete it, and every time the records, whatever it is available in that particular function, those related records getting inserted. Understand? So here, that means in this particular table, what records are available, first it will delete it. And every time here in the clear collect function, what records are available, those only it will shows it. Understand? See here. So if you click multiple times also, there is those records only it will shows. That is the main difference between collect and clear collect. Very, very important interview question. What is the difference between collect, clear, and clear collect? Very important. Clear means it will just the clear function will, what it will do, it will delete the record for the collected table. Understand? So, but clear collect will, it will delete the records as well as at the time at a time it will create the new records for that particular table. Understand? Both it will. So with this single function itself, we can perform these two functions in this particular single function itself. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear? Very important. This is an interview question. That's the reason I'm explaining multiple times. Delete record based on ID values. Yeah. Manaswini, like we will have like a number of scenarios are there. With the scenario wise, we will tell you. Like we can delete the ID wise also. Okay, don't worry. Whenever we are going with the scenario, you will understand how we can delete particular ID wise. ID wise also you can delete, because at the time of creating a collect, by default in the backend IDs are also generated. Understand? So in the ID values, the unique records are generated. Though with the ID values we can insert it. See here. So that means with the ID values are also in the backend. If you are not giving here, if in the backend ID values are also there. So with this ID values, you can delete whichever record you want. Understand clearly or not? Okay. This is about collect, clear, and clear collect functions. See, very, very important entry point of time. Okay. Understand clearly or not? Okay. Next function. What is the next category? Next one is coalesce function. What is that? Coalesce function. What coalesce function will do is it always returns a not null value. Suppose, for example, I will tell you here itself. So most of the times in real time, we didn't use coalesce function, but in some cases we have to use it. You have to understand here first, because we didn't have that much of data there itself. So you have to understand here. The same thing we are implementing there itself. Suppose there is an ID column. Okay. And here ID1 column is there. Okay. And another ID2 column is there. Okay. Suppose one is there here. Here these two are like 1, 2, 3. Understand? In the second one, like there is no record in the second in ID. It is record will be there in the ID1 and ID2 also. Like these are the records. So okay. So here, like in the third record, like first in ID1, there is no record. ID2, there is no record. In ID2, okay, here it is like 5, it is there. Understand? Next one. Suppose I didn't have any record for this one, and this one. Okay. Let's see what it will be displayed. Suppose in this one, suppose for example, I have like only 2 here it is available. This ID and ID2 column doesn't have any records. Okay. And so only ID column contains records, and these two there is no records. And again, like ID2 having a value that it will shows here, right? Okay. So these are the table I have it. Okay. Now, see, if I'm applying coalesce of, you just need to mention the column names. That's it. Okay. Inside the coalesce function, you just need to mention the column names. ID, comma, ID1, comma, ID2, like this. You just need to mention the column names. I just need to mention the column name. Then in this coalesce, in the coalesce function, whatever columns you are mentioning here, in the same order, it will check whether in which column having a not null value is there. Okay, in which column not null value is there. That column value will return. Understand? Suppose, for example, in which order you are giving columns here, in the same order, you need to check it. Coalesce function will returns not null values. Understand clearly? So here, see, in coalesce function, you are mentioning like ID, ID1, ID2. So in whichever, so you can jumble the order also. See, there is no, it not compulsory to give in the in an order format. It is not compulsory to give in an order format. Like this also you can give, like, see here, ID D1. Like this also we can give. Okay. And whenever we are giving, in whichever order we are given here, in the same order only we can check it. So first, first, which column it is? ID1. In this one, first go to the first cell. Okay. Is this an ordinal value? Yes. Right? It is an ordinal value. That it will returns here. One. Okay. Then if it is finding an ordinal value in the first column itself, it won't check other columns in that particular row. It won't check other columns in that particular row. Understand clearly? Leave it. So these two rows are not considered. That means these two column values are not considered of this particular row, this row only. Understand? Next, coming to the second. In the second row, which column it is there? ID. Is that ID column, second row, in the ID, is that a not null value? Is that a not null value? No, it is a null value. That's the reason it will go to the second column. In the collage, what is the second column here? Like ID2. In the same row, what is the ID2 value here? 4. Is that a not null value? Yes, it is a not null value. That value it will return here itself. Next. Okay. Understand or not? Now. And here, coming to the third. In the third row, the first column, ID column contains, what is that one? Null value. If it is a not null value, then only it will consider that value will return. But if it is a blank value, then it will go to the jump to the second column. Understand or not? So what is the second column? ID2 here. In this order, in which order it will be there? In that order only. What is that one? ID2. ID2, what is that value? Is that a not null value? Yes, that not null value will return directly. So in which column not null value is finding, that column value automatically return. Remaining columns, it won't check it. Understand? So when it comes to here, okay, first in ID column, it will check it. So in which order it will be there? ID, ID2, ID1. So ID1, is it a not null value? No, it's a null value. And then it will go to the ID2. ID2 also null value. Then it will go to the another column. What is the next column? ID1. In the ID1, what is that one? Null value. If all the columns, whatever we are mentioning, all the columns contains a null value, then it returns null. Understand? If all the columns having in the same row itself, if all the columns are null values, then it will returns null only. Understand clearly or not? Next. Okay. So here it is null. Coming to next row. In this one, okay, her ID for ID column. For this row, what is the ID value here? Null value. If it is a null value, it will go to the next column. What is the next column here? ID2. ID2, this one. This ID2 also null value. Then it will go to the next column. What is the next column here? ID1. In this ID1, what value is there? Not null value is finding here. Then we can return that not null value. Understand clearly. Coming to the next one. Okay, coming to the next one. So what is the first column here? ID column. Is that in the first column itself we are finding not null value? No need to check other related columns. Then what value is there in the first column? That value. Understand clearly or not? Any doubts in this one? This is how it will returns. Understand? Collage will returns like this. Understand clearly or not? See, the same thing we are trying to implement in Power Apps. Okay. So see here, suppose for example, instead of this one, here itself, I will try to explain this. I need to take one more table. Okay. Data table. Okay. In this one, what data source we need to pull it? That one, like OneDrive one. Okay. Which columns are required? You have to choose it here. Like agent name, customer number, date of join. Like this, it will be there. Suppose first name also it is there. Click on it. Okay. This is the one. Okay. Now what I need to do is see here. I'm using add columns. You already know, right? Add columns, what will do? It will take the existing table. In the existing table, we can create a new column to that particular table, right? So for this add column operation function, I am applying this one. Okay. And after giving a table name, what you need to do? Okay. Here itself, I need to give the new column. New column I need to insert. That what is the new column? I'm giving. Okay. Now you need to apply coalesce function. Okay. This is the function. In this coalesce function, on which columns you want to apply, those columns you just need to pass it here. Suppose, for example, agent name. Okay. Comma. Like customer number. On these two columns. Not only two columns, you can write n number of columns here. Okay. Just. Okay. Now I need to add that particular column, right? In the fields itself. Okay. See here. That means whatever it is there, that means what columns are mentioned? Agent name. Is the agent name is an ordinal value? Yes, it is, right? If it is an ordinal value, that values only it will shows, because in the first column name itself, in the agent name itself, we are finding all the ordinal values. Okay, that's the reason no need to go with the customer number, no need to return any customer number here. Because in the agent name itself, all the ordinal values for all the rows, ordinal values find. That's the reason agent name values only it will be displayed here. Okay, is suppose if any of the row having a blank value or null value, then it will come to the customer number and it will check whether it is an ordinal value or not. If both the columns contains null values, then it returns null values into that one. Understand clearly? Okay, this is how we can apply the coalesce function. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear? Today, what we need to discuss it? Today's in C category, we are discussing like a collect. We are discussing like collect function and clear function. Another one is clear collect function and coalesce function. Understand? So in next class itself, like we need to discuss about remaining functions like concatenate. See, if who are joining for Power BI candidates, those guys are easy to understand all these things, because what functions are available, the same functions here also. But here, some functions are not available in the Power BI. Those related, you have to learn it here. Understand how you can implement all these things? Just you have to know it. That's it. Don't worry. I will mention each and everything in the document. In the document, based on that, you just need to follow the document. You will understand what you need to do. Understand clearly or not? Okay. So tomorrow I will send again. Tomorrow I will send the document. Okay. Regarding all the functions, tomorrow I will send the document. And one more thing is tomorrow there is no class. Again, Monday it will be there because other batches we have a class will be there. So that's the reason tomorrow there is no class. Again, we'll meet on Monday. But next week, 100% the class will be there on Saturday also. Understand clearly? Anyone having any doubts? Anyone having any doubts? Manaswini, Rupali, anyone? Okay, thanks, Rupali. So, that document is clear. Power Apps document for other people, online team. Is that whatever document, Power Apps document I shared it, is that clear for each and everyone? Rupali, Manaswini, is that clear? Did you open the document? Okay, okay, okay. Thank you guys. Okay, we can stop it here. I will check one document. Okay. Yeah, please check it. And if you are not able to, 100% it will understand it. Each and everything, whatever class will happen, that I'm representing in the documentation. That's it. Okay. And tomorrow again, I will share the document in the Google Classroom. Please check it from your end. That's it. Okay. Thank you guys. We can stop it here. We'll continue on Monday. Bye.